mean, let's be honest. When he was on a 4 or 5 fight win streak in the UFC, and it's not that they let him go. He fought out his contract, and he decided that he was going to go somewhere else, and that's his choice, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It's a matter of, you could take a look at the middleweights in the UFC right now, and they have some studs, some guys that I really enjoy watching. But if you're going to take a look at that lineup, Robert Whittaker, that would be a guy that would be a tough fight with Gegard. But on the ground, if Gegard got on top of him, Whittaker's not getting away from him. It'd be trouble. Israel Adesanya is a great fighter. I love him. But that's a fight that is a good fight for Gegard Mousasi in my mind, the way Israel fights. Now, Israel, he's a better stand-up fighter. Gegard's a good stand-up fighter. Israel's a better stand-up fighter. Mm-hmm. But Israel's not going to move himself around. If Gegard takes him down, Gegard on the ground is way better than people realize.
Yeah, he
is dominant from the top position, and he's able to dish out a lot of damaging shots. He conserves energy very well. So it's all about matchups that you put him with, but he could fit into that, back into that, middleweight division. He would be somewhere, he'd definitely be in the top 10. He could fight any one of them, and he could come away with a win against any one of them. Yeah, now, could they beat him? Yeah, I think there's certain matchups that could be difficult for him, but I think there's certain matchups that are really good for him.
Yeah, I think guys like, my honest opinion, guys like Kelvin Gastelum and Sean Strickland, guys that have great conditioning and cardio, and the ones that just push forward, those are the guys I think that would give him a hard time. All the other guys that just try to, they will fight at a pace. Like Derek Brunson, he gasses too much. He's got great wrestling, but I don't think he has the top pressure to be able to hold him down or get him down as very often. Okay, and he'll gas himself out. Marvin Vettori, he's a big guy, but even if he does get him down, Gegard's a way better grappler than him. Sweeps, armbar, submissions, all of those things, as well as he's better than him on the feet. You get into Jared Cannonier. Paulo Costa is very interesting to me. Now, that would be an interesting fight to me because he's got the power. He's relentless. He comes forward. He just throws big punches, and that makes it interesting. But he does get taken down. He's got good takedown defense as well. But if he does get taken down, he's gonna be hard to finish only based off the fact because Gegard's doesn't seem like a very strong person, but he's got heavy hit pressure, but he's got some strength there. Would he be able to hold him down? Would he be able to get him down a couple times over and over?
Absolutely.
So I don't know.
Well, that's the question a couple times. That's always going to be questionable. Yeah. But there's no doubt Gegard is way stronger than he looks.
Yeah,
and that's where people make the mistake with him. Mm-hmm. Everybody I know that's gone against him goes, dude, he was way stronger than I thought.
Yeah, this is the one last thing I want to leave you guys with on this question, and maybe John has more. But is we're talking 1% for the top 5 guys in the world. And he's in that top 5. And so one mistake, doesn't matter how damn good you are. One mistake against any of those top 5 guys and you lose. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what organization you're in. Okay. I take the best one guy from PFL or 2 guys from PFL and the best 1 or 2 guys from Bellator, the best, 1 or 2 or 3 guys from the UFC. And we mix them all together. You're going to find out like it's only going to take 1%. It's only going to take one mistake for that top person to lose because that's how close they all are. And just styles make matchups. That's what's so great about our sport, And so it's, can he be in there? Absolutely. He can be in there. He can be in that mix for sure.
Well, and you can also look at, between all of them, Israel's had 20, 21, 22 fights now. Jared Cannonier's at 18 fights. Gastelum's around 24. No one is even close to the amount of experience that Gegard has. But he's getting more towards the end, he's getting up there in age. He's 36 now, but 36 is still an age that I think MMA fighters are very good at. It starts getting up towards 38 and then the speed starts to go. Yeah. But you take a look at who he has competed against throughout his career and the fact he has competed, take a look at, Israel went up to light heavyweight. Look what happened. It's hard to deal with that weight. Now, let's be honest. Bellator and Scott Coker, they want Gegard to move up in weight. They want him to go to 205 and have some fights there because they know there's competition there that can push him, and they want to see it. But he's fought at light heavyweight. He's been a world title holder at light heavyweight. He's fought at heavyweight. This is a guy he's done so much in his career. And if you take a look at the litany of people that he has beaten, it's incredible. You know, I'm looking at the list right now, just in the recent, you know, I remember UFC 200, he fought Thiago Santos, destroyed him in the first round, just obliterated him, you know, got on, you know, took him down at a certain point, got on top of him, just ground and pounded him to the point. Thiago was just, you know, covering up, trying to stop it. Couldn't do anything. Vitor Belfort beat him. Came back after he was beating Uriah Hall badly. Uriah does the spinning back kick and ends up getting a win over Gegard. Beautiful win for Uriah, but then comes back and in the first round puts him away. Chris Weidman beats him. Alexander Shlemenko in Bellator beats him. You know, Rory McDonald destroyed Rory, made Rory just look bad at the time when Rory was riding high, had won the welterweight title, had not lost, you know, in Bellator. That was his first loss, and that was the starting point of a downfall. Gegard's amazing.
Can you scroll down a little bit more there past the Uriah Hall loss? Because what you're going to see kind of is you're going to kind of see a fighter that when he fought Jacare, he was still motivated. He was still kind of on his rise up. But then he had his win against Dan Henderson, and then he had his win against Philippou. But in those phrases there, like in the certain phases there, you have to go back and look. He sometimes is not motivated. You see it. You just see it in the way he's approaching the fight. You know, I looked at with the Douglas Lima fight. I didn't see him being motivated. The Rory McDonald, he looked motivated, like, oh, you want to come up and fight me? He smashed Rory. But when he fought Douglas Lima, he was like it almost seemed like he didn't want to be there. It's like, all right, I'm fighting another one.
Especially after the first round.
Yeah, he just was like,
first round, he takes him down, and he just destroys him in the first round, beats him up, and it was like, I'm kind of bored now.
Yeah. So it really comes down to whether he's motivated or not. You saw a motivated one this last Friday against John Salter, and him talking about going up to light heavyweight. That'll definitely, I think, motivate him as well. He's got a submission win over Mark Hunt. You know what I mean? So like when you're having these conversations, he's fought at heavyweight, light heavyweight. He was the champ in Strikeforce at light heavyweight. Then he was the Bellator champ. You know, he should have been potentially in that conversation to fight for the title in the UFC. Just they didn't really care for him all that much. And so when his contract was up, he had an opportunity to make a ton of money going to Bellator. So he did. He had a relationship there also too with Coker, and they'd already worked together. And a lot of Dutch fighters and Holland they've worked with Scott, and they like being there. So I think that's a big reason why he came over.